Hello all, Emmeric's back. Today I'm going to be doing a job that I've put off for quite some time. The weather in the UK surprisingly was pretty hot, and I didn't want to get out in like 30 degrees when it was baking hot and work on the car. It's not good, it's not healthy for you. And anyway, next time I tried to do it, it was too wet, too hot, too wet. This is English weather for you. But the job today is to actually change the oil on a 722.9 gearbox, a Mercedes W204. Now, I've never done this job before, and but I've watched no end of different YouTube videos, and I've picked up tips from all of them to combine, and what I'm going to use all these tips today on this video. What I'm going to do is I need something safe. I need the car high enough for me to get, you see, it's so much easier if you're in a garage, and what I need to do today is make this car high enough so I can actually have enough room to get under. That's my biggest problem. Am I going to be able to create enough room? Now, what my plan is, I want it safe as well. I don't trust jacks because jacks will drop. Don't ever trust a jack with your life because it will drop. I've had one where the threads just sheared off before and just smashed down. It could have cost me my life. And basically what I'm going to do, I'm literally going to put this up on the curb with these ramps. I'm going to put it up on the curb, and then this curb slightly slanted, and I've got wood to reverse back and go back, which will level it up. That's the plan. Let's get that side of things done, and then we can look at the parts required to do this job. Catch you in a bit. Right, just have a quick look at what's required. We're obviously going to need some oil and filters and such like, and I got this kit from eBay, and I believe that when you do these one-off jobs, you're going to want genuine parts for such a job, like the 722.9 automatic gearbox. It's going to need genuine parts. If you start using anything less, you're going to find that you might run into problems, and you don't want that after doing such a job. So the first thing is, I got a kit. It's £120 off eBay. First, it comes with the genuine Mercedes-Benz transmission fluid FE MB236.15. That's 5 litres, and I'm going to need another litre it gives you, and another litre there. You're going to need a brand new seal for the sump, which is here. Just put that down there, and we're going to want a filter, and that's somewhere in the box. So we've got the filter. Just take that out and show you. I haven't even taken that out myself yet. Brand new quality Mercedes-Benz genuine part filter. We're going to need some parts here. You're always going to have to use brand new bolts. You're going to want a sump nut copper little washer. And also, you're seeing this green thing. This is the actual filler. This is what gets you the level of oil required. Anything past that just drains out through. So you need a new one of those. It's important. Right, let's put that back. Tooling. When we put the actual gasket on and the sump back on, it's very, very extremely important not to over tighten or under tighten, as you end up with leaks. So we've got a torque wrench. I've got this pump. I've got an electric pump. I've got this pump if the electric pump fails. I don't know if it's going to work or not. This is just a hand pump that you can just screw on the top of your 5 litre oil container. But I have got an electric pump. It only cost me £22. It should work, but hopefully it will make life a lot easier. And here we have it. But I had to buy yet something else, which is the actual filler connector, which screws up into the sump after, and you literally pump the oil up. You can't put the oil in from the top down. It has to be pumped from underneath. I've got the you're going to want something like an extension. I've got an it's the E10, isn't it? E10, yeah. E10 an E10 socket. I've got some more spare clips for the shield that we're about to take off, and I needed some extensions because when you get these small E10 sockets, you're going to need a small a 1/4 inch drive, and they don't often match up with each other, so I had to get a few. They were only about a £5, but it's worth getting these little extensions to see. Gives you more options to change the you know, swap and change them around. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with taking the first step, taking the shield, the protective shield off the bottom. Be right back. Right, there's two. This is the protective shield. You can see it comes right from the front of the engine. There's a shield at the front of the engine and one that protects, you know, like the prop shaft, the exhaust and things like that, and the oil. And the first nuts that need to come off are the front. They just, over here, I'll show you with the video. You got one there. And there's basically, you go down for, I've got one missing there. And basically it's identical, obviously, the other side. I've just got to take those bolts out. Anyway, let's get on to it. Be right back. Right, this is what the shield looks like when you take it off. Reasonably clean. I'll just right, let's take you under the car with me to see the job in hand and the sump. We haven't got a lot of space, but it looks like there might be just enough space. One moment, let's take you under. Here is the sump, what we're going to take off. Now you can see these the bolts, what we're going to replace. And there's 6 of them. But first we've got the sump nut to take out, which is a Torque 40. There you go. It's going to take some. Oh, there you go. We're okay. So I'm going to loosen it up a little bit. So I'm sorry about the shaking. I'm in an awkward position. And what I'm going to do in a minute, I'm going to need a screwdriver, because once this comes out, we should get excess oil, and then it'll come down to that little leveler we've got in, and then I'm going to have to dislodge the leveler, which will let the rest of the oil out of this sump, so then I can take the whole sump off. Right, let's get myself a screwdriver. Be right back. Right, there you go. That's a fair bit of oil coming out. That's quite a lot, actually. Wow. I wonder if the actual leveler's already dislodged. I wouldn't have expected that much oil to come out. There you go. So that's basically gone down to the leveler. There's a little torque screw, torque nut rather. I'll let that drain a little bit. Actually, what I'll do is I might be able to dislodge it with this screwdriver, but I'll put my gloves on first because I don't want to get oil, this nasty oil, all over my hands. I don't know if this screwdriver is going to be okay. Oh, there you go. Managed to do it, dislodge it. Good job you got some gloves on, because here. Right, let's not stay here all day. Let me just let that drain out, and I'll come back in a moment. Stay tuned. Right, it's been draining for a little bit, and I can't really see the quality of the oil. So what I'm going to do is put this grotty towel I've got where it's dripping, and then I'm going to pull the main oil out of drains out, and I've got a glass so we'll be able to see the quality of the oil. Right, here we go. Oh, Wait for it. Obviously it's in this black container, so you're not going to see it even if it is clear oil, but I have some glass. Let's have a look. It doesn't look too bad. Well, I don't think it looks too bad. I'm not experienced on this. But it's like a dark green. I mean, I don't know what this oil looked like. I don't know what colour of the original. I haven't opened the oil, the latest oil I've got, but it looks quite black, doesn't it? It's got a green tinge to it, but I'm sure it's meant to be a little bit cleaner than that. So that's interesting. That means we'll have to have a look at that other oil, that newer oil we've got. Anyway, let's get on to removing those sump nuts and get on to that stage. Oh, that'd be fun. Afterwards. Right, that's still dripping, and obviously I don't want that. I don't need to leave it dripping anymore. So what I'm going to do is put the little sump nut back in. Right, now finally we get to take these 6 nuts off from each corner, 2 in the centre and the 2 corner ones. Right, let's get on with this. Oh, that's interesting. I think I've got a bracket to take out on the other side. I'll have to look at that in a moment. Yeah, well, there you have it. Yeah, this one's got a bracket on. Just took that bolt out, what I was having trouble with. And you can see, you can just pull that aside, and I can now remove this side. At this stage, things can get a little bit messy because this hose sump comes off and this oil keeps dripping from the actual, you know, the main gearbox. So I'll try and put the camera somewhere where you can see what's happening. Here's the oil pan in. Might get a little messy, peoples. Yep, quite a bit of oil. Oh, I didn't notice there's a few clips holding the onto the sump. That's annoying. Damn, they got to be snipped off. Okay, well, I've got to get some cutters and just snip those cable ties off. Give me an idea of what's going on. There you go. It's not as messy as I've seen some people do. There's the filter here that will need to be replaced, and this lead through here has cable ties each end before it will release, so I've got to nip those off. So I'll get some cutters, be right back. Right, I've taken those cable ties off, and obviously the sump's now been able to drop. Shortage of space. And basically what I'm going to do now is, the sump's there, and I'm going to pull out the because a little bit more oil comes out of the filter, and that's just held in by a seal. So let's see if we can pull that. Be on side at the moment. Oh, yeah, it's quite a bit of oil that's in the held behind the filter. Right, we're ready to come out of the filter and we'll have a look. Right, and there you have it. Filter, sump. We're going to start cleaning the sump in a moment, and we'll see. There should be magnets in here somewhere, and we'll have a look at those, see if we've got any fragments of metal. Be right back. Right, as you can see, here's the filler which goes on top over here, so you get the right level. Eventually get the right level, it should be in the sump. we've got a new one to go on. You also put a new one on apparently. Here are the magnets. Now they don't look like they've got you know, thick, you know, metal fragments, but it has got some really gunged up, really thick oil. So I suppose there must have been very small, minute molecules of metal that have built up, that have been drawn into those magnets. I have to remember where they come from. One there, one over here, and generally it looks reasonably clean. All I've got to do now is remove the oh that was a great idea, wasn't it? Is remove this rubber seal which is coming off like so, and go and clean all this mess up, make it look like new. Right, let's get home. Let me get home, clean all this up, I'll be right back. Right, I've cleaned it. What do you think? It's like brand new. Lovely job. Right, first thing to do is get my gasket and hopefully it fits. It's a nice tight fit. Just a quick little note, you have got these little poppers that hold it on right here, so they just sort of locate, help it stay in place. There's another one just round the back here. Right, here's our little oil leveler, which we should be able to just clip on. Like I say, I've never done it before. Hopefully it's a nice tight fit. You wouldn't want that to fall off, would you? Else you'd be in real big trouble. But apparently that just clips over the top. Oh, that's a nice tight fit. Yeah, that's a lovely tight fit. So that's not going to fall off easy and drain all your oil out by accident. Anyway, that's it. Let's get on to putting the first couple of bolts in and see how we get on. Fantastic. Right, be right back. Right, and finally, right, you can see it's still dripping a little bit here and there. First part is to install the filter, which is really simple. It just basically pops in there and it sort of hangs a little bit. It's a bit unusual. There's our filter, and we should be able to just pop it up there, in there, hopefully. I think it's advisable to actually put a little bit of oil around the seal, so I think we'll just nick a little bit on my finger and just run it round a little bit, just to moisten it up, and we should be able to just pop that in there, and it should just pop in, hopefully, if we push it in nice and level. There you go, and it sort of hangs just a little bit, but that's fine. Right, there you go. So that's our filter in. Nice and level. Right, that's good. Right, next job, the sump. But I'm gonna have to, I'll probably just clean around here to make sure that these have got nice mating faces, because they just seem a little bit grubby. So I'll just clean that first so we get some better mating faces and start fitting that sump back. And here's our lovely clean sump. Got it round the wrong way. Oh, sort of slide that in from that end, keep that lead out the way that we had off. Right, finally that's the 6 bolts fitted. Quite awkward actually doing it by yourself. Be nice if you had someone to help you. Well, I haven't, unfortunately, but there you have it. They're fitted there, and on the same on the other side. Basically I've just got to torque them up, and the torque is got to be 4 Newton meters, and then after that you just give it a half a turn with the wrench. So that's 180 degrees. 360 obviously is a full circle, but you just do half, 180 degrees, and that's the right torque for the sump. Anyway, just let me get on to that and I'll be right back. Right, I've put the bolts in, as I said, and I've got to torque it up to 4 Newton meters, and with my torque wrench here, and then you give it half a turn, which is 180 degrees, obviously half a circle, and then it should be torqued up to the right tension, which is very, very important, because you don't want to over tighten, you don't want to under tighten it else you get an oil leak. Anyway, let me just get on to torquing up these bolts, and 3 on the other side, and I'll be right back. Right, I've rigged up my concoction, my system of putting the oil back in, because you can't fill the oil from the top like a normal engine. You have to pump it in from the bottom, and this is what it looks like, the actual tool that you put in to do that. I'll follow it all the way down, and it'll go to my pump, which is powered by the car battery, and basically one end comes from the other side of the pump all the way up through to my 5 litres. I might need 6. I'm probably only going to need 5, because I didn't drain the torque converter, and so 5 litres should do it. If I find that I don't get any overflow come out, I'm going to have to pump some more in, probably the other litre, but this should do it, and I should get some overflow come over the top of that filler. But yeah, all in all, we're getting ready. Basically, I'm waiting for a friend who's going to connect the he'll be back in a minute, about 20 minutes. He's basically going to connect the positive and negative to the battery terminals and get this pump working. Hopefully it's going to work. It's going to save me a lot of time. Anyway, let me wait for my friend to come back, and I'll catch you in a bit. Right, finally come to fill it up, and got my friend at the boot to put the contacts on, the plus and minus for this this cheap pump that I got, which will hopefully work. Might not do anything, but we're about to do it, and everything looks fine. 1 minute, just check under there. There's the pipe. It's got a little bit of oil in where it all went a bit pear-shaped a minute ago, but yeah, let's see what happens. Right, far ahead, good guy. Oh, look at this. Wow, it's actually working. Let's hope it works all the way through. Fantastic. Look, there you go. Yay, this is awesome. I don't know if it's, let me see if I can turn this can down, see how quickly it's going down. It's not going down very quickly, is it? I hope it hasn't stopped. Oh, it actually is. Look at that, it's going down very slowly, but it's doing the job. Wow. Hey, brilliant. Right, now the gearbox is heating up, I need to actually go through the gears. Basically that will force the oil round, etc. Keep it at a constant temperature all the way around, and yeah, it's just a matter of simply, you know, make sure you've got a foot on the brake, especially me, because I'm on the curb. I wouldn't want to drive off at this state. It really mess things up, wouldn't it? Anyway, yeah, it's just a matter of just going through the gears. I've probably gone through them about 10-15 times already, but that would be surging all the oil, the new oil through. And remember to put it in park. Well, I've done that a few times now, but I'll leave it at that for a bit, and we should be almost up to temperature, so we can actually remove that tool and see if we've got any excess oil, and then it will stop, and I can put the drain plug in. That'll be it. Oh, and I can put the cover back on. It'll be interesting. Stay to the end of the video, because I'm actually going to drive it just to see if there is any difference. I probably won't notice any difference, but you never know, do you? Because that oil will look pretty black. Anyway, catch you in a bit. Right, at this stage, what we've got to hope for is a little bit of overfill, or a lot of overfill. It doesn't really matter. I've got the sump up to temperature, so the viscosity of the oil will be a lot more runnier, and so it'll get a far better level in the sump. And we're basically going to now unscrew the tool, and inside, if you remember, there's like a leveler and that should just drain out a bit and stop at the lever. It's not airtight, so a seal, so it will keep draining oil, and that's why we've actually got to put this in pretty soon, this sump nut, with a brand new copper washer directly after. Anyway, let's get to do this, and let's hope that we get some excess out. We're going to have to refill it again, which would be a nightmare. Right, here we go. Right, this is where I've got to be pretty quick in a minute. Right, here we go. Right, there you go. It's plenty overfilled, isn't it? That's coming out, I would have thought. That's a lot more than what I thought, but it should go down to the level. There you go. Yeah. That's the level. Oh. That's pretty much done, and all we got to do now is basically just torque that up to 22 Newton meters, and we've done. I'll put my shield back on. Stay tuned, because I'm going to drive the car at the end of the video and see if I can sort of see if there is any difference in the transmission, and if it's smoother, it feels better. Anyway, let me just torque that up and get the bottom shield put back on, and I'll be right back. Okay, right, we've put this bottom shield on the bottom of the engine, and this is the very first time we're going to take it out for a drive to see if there's any difference whatsoever. Probably not, but you might be a smoother gear change. I don't know. A friend of mine who sat with me filming, he's just had his gearbox oil changed on his Range Rover, and he said it made a huge difference. But anyway, let's check it out. Just take it out for a ride. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not any worse.
Well,
that's a bonus.
There was a right mess in the bottom of that bowl.
See that? It was, yeah.
That's, you know, it needed. I think it needed doing.